Alright, so we are done creating our apartment building. So next up is now adding some of our textures and materials. We already added or talked about the windows. So just a reminder, to do this, you just select the object that you want, go into shading, add a new material, set your colors. If you're in solid mode, you're not going to see that, so you need to make sure that you switch to viewport shading or rendering, but it's faster to work in the shading for now. And then, as always, if you want to add additional slots, just click on the slot, add a new material. Maybe I make the dirt even darker. Then in edit mode, so I'm going to tab into edit mode, make sure I'm in face select just that face, apply that material. And there we go. So with this being a low poly building, we could definitely just keep doing the solid colors for the whole thing. But what if I wanted to get this look where I had bricks? To do that, first thing I need to do is select, I'm going to go back into object mode, select my main building, which is what I want to add the bricks to. I'm going to go down here on the bottom right hand corner, I'm going to go to the material option, and then change this base color so that it is a texture. So I'm going to click this little yellow dot, and then from this I'm going to go down and find image texture, and then for right now it just changes it to like this dark black, basically indicating that I have no images available right now. So what I need to do for that then is go to open and open my image. To get an image texture, a great place to find that would be on polyhaven.com, and then I'll scroll down to textures, and Polyhaven has all kinds of textures available. Since this is a brick building, I'm going to look under the bricks, and then you can look for a style that you like. Let's say I like this style. I click on it, I'll go over here and I'll hit download, but it's going to put it in your downloads folder where you don't have access. So you can see it up here. What you can do is open your D drive, resize this so we can see both windows, and then I can drag from here down into my D drive, and you'll see that it is a zip folder. So with that zip folder, what I'll need to do is right click on it and go to extract all. And then you can just leave that default. Okay, it'll probably open a new window. If it doesn't open a new window, you'll see right here is the unzipped one. So here's the zipped, unzipped. I need to go to my unzipped. And then if I look at my textures, this is what I'm going to be looking for. This is the JPEG version of it, and this is what I want to add to my scene. So I'm going to make sure I know where I put that. I put that in my Blender projects, and so it's in this mixed wall textures. I'm going to go back into my project, go to open, browse to that location that was in my Blender projects. Right here's the folder, textures, and then here's that JPEG that I was looking for. I'm going to open that image, and there we go. So it has added that image, but we can see that the bricks are way too big and they're facing the wrong direction. So we need to fix that now. So what we can do to fix that is, I'm done with this preview image, so I'm going to change this from the image editor to the UV editor, and then instead of viewing this preview image, I'm going to change my image to that brick texture, and we can see the problem right away. So if I select a face over here, let me go into edit mode, and I select one of these faces, so this face right here that's highlighted matches this face, this one matches that, etc. And we can see that the image is way too big. So what I can do, I can't really change the image, but what I can do is, with this face selected, I'm going to go up, I'm going to select this option that says basically island, so we have our vertex, our edge, our face like we've had before, but this one I want to do this last option. We have a new option which kind of puts this one on its own individual item, so I'm working with this one by itself. I'm going to select the face, hit R to rotate, and I can manually drag, or if I just type in 90, it'll rotate at 90 degrees. So now at least my bricks are going the right way, but they're way too big still. So now I can hit S to scale this, And you can see as I scale it, it's definitely giving me a much more realistic look. So you'll have to decide with your texture what looks good. I think maybe something right around there looks good. And if I look up at the top, you can see where as I change this, it's going from like 11 to 12 to 13. I'm going to want to look at that and then know what I changed this to, so all the rest of them are the exact same scale. So I'm going to type in, since this looks decent, I'm going to type in 12 as my scale and hit enter, and that looks good. So now I can go on to this one and basically just repeat that step. But what if I don't want to have to do that for every single one individually, and I know that this face is going to be the same, and this face, and this face, and this face? Well, what I can do is what I'm doing right now. I'm just holding shift as I select all those. So I know I'm going to want to select all these and change all of them, including the front, so that they're rotated the same way and the same scale. So I'm going to select all those at the same time, make sure this is still selected, come over here, hold shift, and make sure all these are selected, hit R to rotate 90, then S to scale, and I'm going to scale all of them 12, hit enter, and there we go. So now all of those sides look the same. Then what I can do is go up to the roof, do the same thing for the roof. That one might look a little bit different, or I might do an entirely different, actually I probably would do an entirely different texture for that one. And then same thing up here, I would do a different texture up there. So for that, we just need to, I can actually kind of minimize this, go back to my shading, and with this selected, I'll go into edit mode, I'll create new slots, assign new materials to those slots. Let's make like just a gray for this. And I can go down here, go into face select, select a face, assign, and just kind of start working your way around and changing the things that should not be bricks. So that is how you add an actual texture instead of just a color if you want to do so.